are locked into the 18-Wheeling Podcast.
Hey, Eastbound, you got your ears on? About a few miles past that chicken coop around Yardstick 324, you got a city kitty taking pictures.
A podcast for truckers by truckers. So sit back, hammer down, and turn the volume up. And remember, it's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.
What's the deal? What's the deal, y'all? We are back again, man, with another podcast episode for y'all. Y'all see the title? Are we in a trucking recession? I don't know. Y'all see what's going on. You see all these things going on in the industry. So this episode is to really kind of give you factual information, and you can determine whether we in the trucking industry. I'm sorry about that. If we in a recession, a trucking recession or not. So look, what causes a trucking recession? I sat here and I put some things together, and I had to key things to what makes the trucking industry thrive and what also puts strain on the trucking industry. So if you think about it, the rates. And we're talking about the loads, the rates for the loads, how much the cent per mile the owner operator or the fleet owner or the mega fleet owner is getting. The fuel prices, that's a big thing, man. Fuel is a big expense when it comes to trucking, man. That's one of the biggest expenses because you can literally spend thousands a week just on fuel. And that's before you make 1 cent. So think about that. Another thing, variable costs and fixed costs as an owner-operator. These are things that makes trucking either in your favor or not so tasteful in your favor, if anybody understand what that means. So, man, the rates, the fuel prices, variable costs, and fixed costs. Another thing, will the rates go up? So you heard me say rates are important, fuel prices is important, variable costs is important, fixed costs is important, but will the rates go up? And in my opinion, the rates, I don't think so, man. Rates were up because of the economy. I just think about the time we in, like right now. And let's also think about what time we're comparing everything to. We comparing everything to, and if you're a new owner operator, everybody is comparing everything to 2020, around that time, 2020, 2019, 2021. Yeah, the times were good. You know what I'm saying? It was good. The rates were high. The fuel was low. And that causes, people to smile. When all the expenses are low, especially in business, any kind of business, man, and you thriving, it's a win-win situation, man. 2022 fuel was low. Everybody know that it was at $2.25 to $3 average. The rates was high. People were getting $3 to $6 a mile. I know some owner operators that was getting more on some loads. They had dedicated accounts that was giving them down there $3.50, $4.50, $5.50, $6. Let's talk about the tanker loads, man. BSNF, I had booked a couple loads with them, man, and they was paying down there $8, $9, but it was short distance. But they were paying $8, $9, and I'm like, that was a time. That was a time, man. what was really going on 2020? Just think about it. The pandemic was going on. Nobody was really working. People were at home. People were getting loans. They was getting unemployment. Why work? So what does that do to a lot of freight? It leaves it there. You know, people are already getting paid to sit down. So I think those rates were high because they were trying to get that freight moved, and they was really like taking pennies. You know what I'm saying? Really, for real. Most of the brokers will tell you when they say this, man, this is a key word. When they say, I don't have that much in it, or I don't have that much skin in the game when you booking a load, that mean that you cutting into their profit, or they have little to no profit. When we negotiating rates with these brokers, just remember, man, some of these words are key words. They already given a script. They're given a script already. They know exactly what they want off of that load when you're looking at it. When we looking at it on a load board, they know, hey, look, man, I ain't got that much skin in the game. That simply means, like, I don't have that much profit coming. It's little to none. Really close to none. So, another thing, 2023, man, if you comparing these times to 2020, which what I just told you, 2023, man, people are struggling as owner operators, man. It's factual. This is actual factual. Why? Because the four major components that we talked about is not leaning in our favor. The rates are high. The fuel is high. We're talking about $3.50 a gallon to $4.25 a gallon. That's the national average. We're talking about diesel here. Some may be exempt because you got Oklahoma, you got Texas, Missouri. Most of those states have low fuel. But the rates are also low. We're talking about $1.25 to $2.80. Man, that's a big change from 2020. That's why a lot of people talking about a trucking recession. Oh, it's a trucking recession. It's a trucking recession. You call it how you want to see it. However it fits, So the next question is like, who's benefiting? That's the next question. Who's benefiting? Right now on the owner-operator side of trucking, if you own your own equipment, and we talking about the tractor, trailer, you have your own MC, you don't have no overhead or little overhead, you winning right now. You winning right now. Another thing too, company drivers, man, you are definitely winning right now. I know that the average CPM, cent per mile, is anywhere between 49 cents to 60%. And if you making anything over 60%, you winning right now. I just feel like right now, man, I love trucking. Even on this down terms, I love trucking. I still love it. I love just being out there in the truck, just driving, man. Like I said, I do it for free, as long as I could maintain my lifestyle that I'm living right now. But the goal is not to maintain. What I feel like is when you content, you kind of dead for real. Like you content with a certain amount of pay, you content with a certain lifestyle. We're not here to be content for real. So, that's just how I feel. Another part of this is, let's talk about my opinion. This segment of 18 Willing is called Truth Is. And it's just basically a opinion, on the topic. Don't slaughter my head. Don't cut my head off. Don't talk crazy to me, man. It's just my opinion. Everybody entitled to their own opinion. So right now, trucking is really getting back to when I first came in the game. The only difference is we're using e-logs. I feel like this isn't the new norm. That we all are experiencing a cycle. Just like business, man, we all know there's cycles with lows and highs, and if you just now coming into the game, you experiencing the norm, how it used to be. 2020 truckers, the guys that came in that era, man, y'all came in on a high cycle. When you come in on a high cycle of anything, man, if it's good. Just like the stock market, if you're riding the bullish wave up, it feels good because you're making money every minute, you're making money every millisecond. It feels good, and that's what the high that you were riding. Now it's low. A lot of dealerships knew that back in 2020, 2019. They knew exactly what was going to happen and how this was going to turn out. So they gave a lot of potential owner-operators a chance to own their own equipment, own their own truck, own their own trailer through a lease purchase program. A lot of this stuff, man, you see guys, they turning their trucks in. That's because we upside down right now. The rate's not rating. The fuel is not fueling anymore. The variable cost has been variable. The fixed cost has been fixed. So it's nothing that you could really for real do right now if you don't own your own equipment. Just like I said, if you do, you winning right now. Because your only overhead that you have is miscellaneous things that can happen to the truck on the road. We all know that you're supposed to have a bag of money set aside for that. Insurance, your MC costs, stuff like that. So, man, I just love to talk to y'all, man, and give y'all some game. And I feel like we not in a recession, in my opinion. It's just getting back to the old norm of 2016, 2017, when e-logs were just being put in play. These are the rates that were there. So right now we at like a stable, kind of thing right now. I feel like that the rates will go up. The rates will go up, back when the economy gets to, we get out of this recession as an economy, as a country. The rates will go back up. I say about 2025. Mark my word, the rates will go back up and we'll be good. But right now we dealing with a downside of trucking, man. If you out there, I say stay strong. Only the strong survive. If you're thinking about being a lease owned, I don't think it's a good time. If you have the money to cash out on your own equipment, go ahead. Man, company drivers, hey, look, y'all need to stay in y'all trucks, man, for a year and grind that shit up to the moon. No, with low or no overhead, period. If you got to live in that truck, man, live in that truck. Don't worry about what nobody say, because at the end of the day, it's you, your family, or it's just you, man, and you going to be smiling when you look up. So this 18 Willing, y'all, this another episode. I love y'all, man. It was good sitting down, just giving my opinion about what's going on in this whole thing we call trucking, man. And till the next time, I see y'all.
You've been listening to the 18 Wheeling Podcast, the podcast for truckers by truckers. We got to get on down the road, but you can find us on TikTok and YouTube at the number 18 Willin', and on Instagram at Mr. 18 Willin'.
Will you be safe out there? When you get her pointed towards the house, you hammer down.